What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Setting the Edge show brought to you by Better Edge and 5 Reasons Sports. We have the usual cast and crew, myself, Tony, and Andy back again. It is week 9 at this point. We are damn near experts in terms of running this show. Certainly not experts in terms of betting, but I feel like we're doing pretty well, to be honest with you. I don't know what our overall against the spread numbers are. We would have 90 or 80 plays so far. We've done pretty darn well. Maybe something that we can do before next week is compile that data. But here in week 9, we're switching it up a little bit. So I always introduce by talking about the format of the competitions. Basically, you go to betteredge.com/setting the edge. Once you get there, you can join the competition. If you use that link and you're new, you'll get $20 from 5 Reasons Sports. That's a great way to get started. You can bet on things in the marketplace, etc. Once you do that, you can join our competition. It's $10 this week. We have been doing a Pacer challenge for the past few weeks where you just have to beat one of us. This week, we're doing it a little bit different. It's a top 50%, so it's a double up. You pay $10. If you finish in the top 50%, you would double up your money, so you'll get $10 back, total $20. So a little simpler this week. We are also changing the format of our show. What we have normally been doing is the three of us do our research, or maybe no research, or I don't know how everybody comes up with their picks, but we basically give our 10 favorite plays of the week. And we decided now, after roughly 2 months into the season, we're going to change this up and we're going to do this draft style. So what that means is that, as with a draft, you can't draft someone that's already drafted. Once a player is gone, they're gone. In this case, when a pick is gone, it's gone. So for example, if let's say the first pick is I'm just going to say Dolphins -3. That's not obviously the right spread or anything, but if that's picked, no one else can pick Dolphins -3. They can pick the other side of it. They can pick the over or the under, but that pick is gone once it's eliminated. So there's a little bit of strategy in this. None of us will have overlapping plays, which happens quite a bit during our normal competition. To my co-host, my panel, do I need to clarify any questions about the format?
I'm good.
Got to clarify the fact that I'm going to win again.
No, not true.
Well, in that case, we have a 10-round draft, snake style. The order was pulled earlier. We had, a secret selection, ping pong balls and things like that.
Just so you know, Sean did this alone by himself in his basement. Tampering I'm feeling the tampering already.
There's a cold envelope somewhere.
If he has the first
order,
I already know.
The order goes Tony first, Andy second, and I unfortunately am third. But with a snake style, that means that I would have 2 in a row.
You gave me the worst pick, and you gave yourself the best pick. Okay, good to know.
Andy, you want to switch?
I personally love having the back-to-back picks. I would love to switch, yes.
Okay, so I will go second, and Andy is now third. That is the first trade of the draft. We will post it when the moratorium ends. Mateo says the fix is in. This is not any sort of David Stern type stuff here. We have Manny's producing. He's keeping an eye on everything. But that means Tony is first. So, Tony, you can get us started. And as always, guys, feel free to, go through and talk about, why you picked the game, etc.
So I knew coming into this we were going to do draft style. I tried to do as much research on college football as I possibly could. We're eventually going to get to that point where I have to take college football games. I didn't expect to be first, though. And I found college play of the week I really like, and I'm glad I get to take it. Penn State versus Indiana, under 53.5 points, my boys. That's going to be my first pick of the night. Penn State can't cover usually. Offense ain't great. Defense is even worse. I don't really think Indiana has anything offensively either. They can throw the ball a little bit, but 53 points? It's Vegas thinking. This line's way too high. I think this game's down to 48s, 47s. So we're going to rock with that.
Tony, you have to remember what happened to me when I trusted Manny Diaz's defense on an under.
It wasn't against Indiana. It's Indiana.
It wasn't against Indiana. You sure right about that? I'm just warning you. It's bit me in the ass before.
Man.
He had it.
Man.
What you looking at, Sean? What diabolical?
I'm trying to think about which one I should go with first in the strategy of this, but I'm going to go with. All right, I think this other one is going to get back to me, so I am going to go with the Washington Commanders plus 3 points. They play against the Vikings. The Vikings are what, 6-7-1?
Yep. Somehow, some way.
6-1 because they've already had their bye. The Commanders, I think, without Carson Wentz at quarterback, they're a better team, and I think the 3 points, I would like it to be 3.5, but 3 points, I'm good with that. I'm going to go Washington plus 3 against the Minnesota Vikings in Washington. Andy, you're up with 2 in a row.
Well, I have to log down my first pick, sir. Yeah, that's I'm getting.
We have sound effects.
I'm getting trade offers, brother. I have to lock in the Bet the House special of week number 1. Miami Dolphins minus 4.5 or the Chicago Bears.
Damn.
Chicago Bears missing Roquan Swift on their already sorry-ass defense. Sorry-ass rushing defense. We got the 2020 49ers running back room. Jeff Wilson Jr., Raheem Mostert. They're going to run up and down these boys. It might not be a big passing day because I really do think the game plan will be focused on the run. I'm not worried about these Chicago Bears. I'm definitely not worried about Claypool. Overrated, big-ass guy. Comparing him to Megatron, no, sir. This 4.5 is disrespectful to the Miami Dolphins. It really is. This should be like a 7.5 line. That's where I'm going. Now, with my back-to-back pick, I gotta start thinking about this one. I don't gotta think too much. Raiders -1 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their season, bro, it's upside down right now. I don't know what's going on over there. Jacobs is having a resurgent season. Darren Waller has been disappeared. A lot of injuries dealing with, but Josh McDaniels needs some W's. He has the blessing of Mark Davis, the owner, but that blessing can only lead you so long. If they end up having a 5-13 type season, 5-13, what would it be? 5-12. If they have like a 5-12 season, he might be out first year, bro, because they have talent. They made big trades on defense. They have a great offense on paper. So this is a must-win game against the floundering Jaguars and that fraud-ass quarterback, pretty boy, Trevor Lawrence. Give me the pick on Raiders -1.
You gotta stop killing these quarterbacks, man. You're killing them before they even get a chance to go.
I'm just talking the truth, and I don't have no mojitos today. This is straight unfiltered, Andy. That's it.
Look, I'm going to keep slaughtering quarterbacks and following Andy's lead because I'm going with the Lions plus 3.5 against who's the quarterback? Oh, Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't care anymore. He's only worried about mushrooms. They have looked just awful. The Lions are not good either, but I'm trusting in the Lions to finally get a win in the division at home, 3.5-point dogs. I don't know if they win, but they're going to cover. But I feel like the Packers, they just don't have good things going on there. So I'm going with the Lions plus 3.5. So Tony, you're up with 2 in a row.
You know,
all right,
guys.
What?
They're not giving AJ Dillon the ball. That's why.
I agree. Worst fantasy pick ever.
I am going to go to the other team with the floundering cornerback, but I'm taking the other side of it. Tampa -2.5 against the Rams. This is a fade the Rams all day, all week. Don't get it confused. Bucks aren't great. But for as bad as they are, they've kind of figured out a formula. If you get Tom throwing the ball around the line of scrimmage for 3-4 yards, it kind of simulates a run game. They're pulling a Mike linebacker into the box, and they're able to spread it a little bit better. The Rams on the other side are abysmal. You know, sometimes it's just not your year. That offensive line looks bad. That defense doesn't look great. They look old. They probably can tune it up next year, or, you know, they missed the deadline now. So it's looking like they're punting on that season. Bucks 2.5 seems like a good line.
You get another one. 2 in a row. Snake draft.
Oh, man. Let me find something that
I'm very
Worried.
happy that no one has made any picks that I've been wanting to make. So just keep it that way.
All right. Well, next one we're going to take is NC versus Virginia, ACC battle. Maybe two teams that could be playing Clemson in the ACC tournament. Drake May is a cool quarterback. Love his style. Love how he leaves his imprint on the field. Tough guy. Shame his defense has been so underwhelming this year. I figure they're good. They can limit Virginia in a lot of different ways. But neither one of these teams' offenses is too explosive. I feel like 59 points is a really high number. I know I'm kind of famous around here for playing unders and getting burned, but 59 under for NC Virginia for my second.
All right. I am up with the second pick in the third round. I am going to go all the way to Monday Night Football.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. -3.
Oof.
I apologize if Ray is in the crowd listening. His Saints, they had a beat down last week. They just kicked up the Raiders. That shocked me. Not that necessarily the Raiders lost, but they shut them out in the way that they beat them. But Monday night they play the game at 8:15 on the East Coast. Andy Dalton in prime time, not who I'm going to be trusting. So I'm going to go with the Ravens here, -3. I think that's a good line. I know the Ravens have some injuries, but I think they're going to start rounding into form, and that division is really theirs for the taking. The Bengals with their injuries are struggling. The Browns, not great, but average, and then the Steelers obviously are really struggling this year. So I think the Ravens are going to push towards a division crown here.
It's like what's going on with them is like that whole division is like on a downward spiral. It's like the opposite of the AFC East right now. Everybody's like kind of trending up. Over there is like who will suck the least or who will have the least injury luck. It's difficult over there.
All right, big dog, you got 2 in a row.
2 in a row. We're going 2 college picks right now. ACC. Clemson Tigers -3.5 against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. -3.5. Hey, I am undefeated going against Notre Dame this year. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep reaping the benefits. Notre Dame is ass. I don't even know who their quarterback is. I don't even care. Okay, because we got the backup in Clemson. He's showing up. DJ got benched from what I've understood. And DJ was a big prospect coming out of high school, but he was never all that. He really wasn't during the season. So I think Clemson, that's a resurgence for them. They're number 5 in the nation for a reason. Give me Clemson -3.5. That is a ridiculous line. I don't care that they're on the road. And next, we're going to talk about some people we haven't spoken about in a long, long, long time because they haven't been ranked. We don't do unranked matchups on the show except during rivalry week.
Oh, please take something.
The University of Miami +7.5 against.
Get the fuck out of here.
Come on, boy. 7.5 points. Rivalry week in my house. Hard Rock Stadium. I'm so sorry, brother. TVD is back. TVD is coming back this week. All right. We're not going to have Jeff Garcia, although I like Jeff Garcia. He's going to be a great quarterback next year.
No,
he's going to get the knowledge.
Jeff or Jake?
Before all that. What I said.
Jeff Garcia?
Jeff went back to college like J.R. Smith.
Jake Garcia, man. Come on. I hope so. I hope I said. Anyway. Hey, this is my millionaire clock, Ray. If you were 7 for 1 and your bet the house specials, Ray, you would have one too. He's in the comments talking that smack. Anyway, bro, I'm sorry, but Canes are not losing by more than 7 points rivalry week at home. They're not. Cristobal not going to let that happen. FSU's not even that good to make that happen. And Tony, if you think otherwise, you know what you got to do, brother? Live. What's he going to do?
He's trying to get a pick out of me. He wants me to make a dumb decision. Let's see it.
It is a dumb decision because it's going to lose. Let's go. What's up? Put your money where your mouth is, boy.
You got to get through Sean first.
All right.
Man, I should have used all that time that he was rambling instead of listening to him. I should have been looking for a pick, but
well, you got too much knowledge, man. You got to
paying too much attention to what he's talking about. Man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. I could probably wait on this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. I'm gonna go with the Panthers +8.5.
Oh, you ass.
Damn.
I don't trust the Bengals right now. They're about to head into their bye after this week. They need to regroup. They have some injuries, obviously, with Jamar Chase out. They can't protect Joe Burrow. The Panthers really should have won last week. They've kind of had a resurgence once they got rid of that dumbass Matt Rule. They've been competing in games. Their defense is good enough. If they can bottle up Mixon and then take care of those receivers, especially if they can get after Burrow, I think that they can cause some damage. And the Bengals defense is banged up too. So the Panthers might have a chance here with PJ Walker. 8.5, I think, is too many points. They keep it within a touchdown, or maybe even get the big upset win against the Bengals. So Carolina plus 8.5. So Tony, you're up for 2.
Northwestern allowed 33 points to Iowa last week. To fucking Iowa. Give me Ohio State minus 38.
No need for explanation on that one, homeboy. That was straight to the point.
I was scared that one was going to be gone.
Hey, I just want to be understood. Sean, you picked the Commanders, right?
Correct. I take Washington plus 3.
Okay, just wanted to know that. I'm so sorry.
So if you wanted to take the other side of it, if you wanted to take Minnesota, you're allowed to take the other side of it or the over-under. We just can't – we can't have the same plays.
No, that's I love this. You guys have been copying my picks. You guys have been –
Oh, get out of here.
Unfair advantage. Now I know why Sean likes it when I go first. He just gets that data.
We had to do this. We were doing too good, honestly. A lot of us were 6-4, 7-3 each week. Fuck it. I'm going to do it. Look, Miami is a minus 90 against consensus spreads. Minus 90. All right. This is a fucking lock. This is a fucking lock. And I'm mad that he's been able to get this out of me so quick. Florida State is 13th in net PPA per drive, and they're 7th in net PPA per drive in rushing alone. This team is finding its balance. It's finding its flow after weeks of upheaval with the offensive line. I think that Miami fans are ridiculous around some of the conversation involving Miami. Have you seen your fucking recruiting class? Your organization, your franchise, it's going to be fine. You're working through some shit. Your offensive line depth, not great. Starting linebacker, starting right guard in for a true freshman, underclassman in for a center. It's not the best. Van Dyke coming off injury. For you to sit there with so much confidence and say Miami minus 7.5 for what? The Rock? Is the Rock even going to be rocking? How many fans are showing up? 13, 14 fans? We'll look at it. We'll see when it happens. Florida State plus 7.5. Lock the shit in. This is for bowl eligibility. The first time since 2019, Florida State has been bowl eligible. If they get a win here, they are going to go to a bowl. It's a big deal. The franchise is trying to work its way back around into relevance, and we do it against rivals.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until 2025 to do that, brother.
You guys are 7th in recruiting. Did you see that?
We're kicking ass. I don't even know how Mario's
awesome.
doing it. He'd be dropping like the number 3 recruit in the world. Boom. Miami. We're having our worst season since last year.
You cannot build a foundation on what was there.
No, you can't. That's why he needs to get out all the boys that we had there that didn't really want it, that just wanted it for the clout to be a cane. We're gonna get some dogs in next year. That's what I know. But I'm very happy you went against my pick. So I'm already up 1. Now
we dealt with the adversity of that multiple overtime game without a touchdown. I mean, how many teams can say they won a game without scoring a touchdown? That's adversity, you know?
No, but I know you're joking, but for real though.
Yeah. Hey, it can only get up from here. I mean, they played terrible last week, but came out with a win. So it's rivalry week, 7.5 points at home. I think, who knows? Florida State will miss a field goal at the end and they'll cover. That's what I think. Miami will.
Well, what you think, John? Why right or why left? What you think?
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna go actually short. They haven't done that before. Kick it short right off the stand.
That's what we need next.
I'm going to go with my next pick. This is the middle of the 5th round. I am going to go back to a game. I already used the Lions plus 3.5, and I'm going to go under 49 in this game because I think the Packers suck. I don't think that they can score. The Lions defense I know is not very good, but the Lions have also struggled a little bit offensively now. And so I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. That's why I wanted the Lions plus 3.5. So I'm going the under 49 in the Lions-Packers game. So Andy is up 5th and 6th round pick.
Well, brother, I'm up already 1-0 because I got Canes versus Tony. Now I'm going to be up 2-0.
That's ridiculous.
Because Minnesota Vikings -3, come on, boy. I love Tyler Heineke. No one loves Tyler Heineke more than me. He saved my Bet the House special. He saved the streak last week. Last second, that man is a monster. However, that was the Indianapolis Colts. These are the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm not on the hype train just yet. They made some decent trades in the deadline. They got a great tight end, TJ Hawkinson. Is going to get some pressure off of Justin Jefferson over there in Minnesota. But this -3 line, this is a little disrespectful to Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins back in Washington, the team that didn't believe in him, that didn't give him that big contract that he deserved. Maybe didn't deserve, but that he earned. That's easy money for me. Vikings -3 for my round 5 pick. For my round 6 pick.
Delete.
Elite? Who are you talking about? I didn't say
No,
elite.
I said I deleted it. I had to delete it. It was on my board. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, bro. I like this draft. We won't be doing this a couple more times. I like this, man. My next pick, we're gonna go under. Our first under of the day for me, under 39.5. Colts versus Patriots. Sam Ehlinger, I'm telling y'all. I told y'all last week. He's not that guy. He was cool in college. He played for Texas. Hook 'em. Blah blah blah. It's going to take them a while to get meshed, especially when they're putting 8 in the box. They're not respecting them. 8 in the box for Taylor. Taylor's having a terrible year due to injury mainly and also due to not having other things to scare the opposing defenses in the air. So this is going to be a low-scoring game. I don't believe in Mac Jones. Bailey Zippy is not much better. So I don't think it's going to be high-scoring. I don't think the Patriots will win by 7. So I'm going under 39.5. That's like another lock. I feel like I'm going 10-0 this week, bro. I'm telling you right now. All these picks feel real good.
I had that on my list. That was one of the ones that I was definitely eyeing up. I think that's going to be a low-scoring game. So since Andy stole my pick, I am going to go with a game tonight. I'm going to go with the Eagles -13. I told Tony earlier if it was 14 or more, I would take the Texans because I just think that 2 touchdowns on the road in a short week is a lot of points. And the Eagles seem to intelligently kind of take their foot off the gas pedal. They did that last week against the Steelers. They got up early. A.J. Brown obviously killed it in the first half. But I'm going to go, because it's under 14, I'm going to go Eagles -13, some value in that line against a really, really bad Houston Texans team. I don't know how they're going to score. Who's playing wide receiver for them? Andre Johnson?
I have no idea.
Hopkins? No, he's not there anymore. I don't even know who is their starting, because they don't have Cooks. They don't have Nico Collins. Name a Texans wide receiver.
I can't name one off the top of my tongue right now. I cannot.
I'm pulling up the depth chart because neither can I.
Yep.
I actually think their number 1 receiver tonight is Philip Dorsett. Exactly, Philip Dorsett. Kane's legend. It's a sign, Andy. It's a sign. It's a sign.
I really don't know if Dorsett was a first-round pick those years back. Like when he got picked in the first round, I was like, really?
Yeah.
He was nice.
Would you believe that Rex Burkhead is still in the league and he is on their roster?
Solid PPR back. Yeah.
He's getting paid, man. You just gotta start jumping from bad team to bad team at that point, man.
All right.
So you
6th and 7th round picks coming up with Tony. After my Eagles pick. Sorry, I got us derailed.
You snatched mine and then the under 39 I had too. So it would have all 3 been on that under 39. Let's move to Kansas State +2.5. Kansas State at home against a Texas team that lost going into their bye week. And typically in the NFL, I like to give teams grace when they have bye weeks. But in college, you're sitting around a lot of time on your hands. These are younger kids. You had a loss going into that week, so they've been sitting around for 2 weeks, not feeling great about themselves. They're cold. Kansas State, on the other hand, very hot team. I like them in the upset at home. I think the atmosphere is going to be great there. Texas hasn't done anything this year that super impressed me, so I'm rocking with the hot hand here. Kansas State 2.5.
We love fading the Longhorns. I'm so proud of you.
It's a great feeling. Great feeling. And let me go through, find something
I
else.
hope you don't do what you're about to do. I feel what you're about to do.
So I hold on one second while you're looking. I'll give you a media timeout here to make a decision. So we're entering the 7th round. Basically, guys, what we've been doing, we are doing our Better Edge Week 9 competition. Every week we pick 10 games, NFL or college, sides or totals. You can do that on betteredge.com/setting the edge. The link is at the bottom. It's also in the tweets that are on our handles. Go to Better Edge, go to the competitions. You'll see it. It's $10. You can get $20 free when you sign up and deposit from 5 Reasons Sports. Once you join the competition, you can pick whatever of these games you want. You just have to pick 10. We are doing it draft style this week because we are trying to handicap ourselves because we are simply just so good at this. So none of us can overlap games. So once somebody in our draft has picked somebody, we can't have anybody else use it. So I'm going to really quickly go through our picks, and then we'll finish up the last 4 rounds. So Tony so far has Penn State under 53.5, the Bucks -2.5, Carolina and Virginia under 59, Ohio State -38, Florida State -7.5, and Kansas State +2.5. Andy, a.k.a. Go to Marino, has the Dolphins -4.5.
Bet the house special. Just make sure everybody knows.
The Raiders -1, Clemson -3.5, the Hurricanes +7.5, Minnesota Vikings -3, and the Patriots Colts under 39.5. And then I have the Commanders +3, the Lions +3.5, the Ravens -3, the Panthers +8.5, the Packers Lions under 49, and the Eagles -13. 4 picks left for each of us. Start of the 7th round. Tony, you are on the clock.
I was surprised when Andy was talking all that smack about pretty boy quarterbacks and feeling so confident when this game is the closest damn thing to a pick'em I've ever seen in my life. Jags, Raiders, which I don't know who the fuck is tuning in for this, but I'm sure somebody's going to have some money riding on a line, or somebody's going to have a guy in fantasy that needs to make sure they're watching. I'm going to break this down into one simple thing. I think this game turns into who turns the ball over less. The Jags are the best team right now, one of the best teams at protecting their quarterback. The Raiders are one of the worst teams at pressuring a quarterback. Derek Carr is a game manager, but I think that he's going to be putting the ball into situations where he's not going to have the same kind of time Trevor Lawrence is going to have. So I think he's rushed a little bit more tonight. Both of these teams are, pretty fucking even. There's not too much discrepancy between the two. That's why Vegas is calling this a pick'em. I just like the Jags +1 here. I think it's better value. If I have to take a spread, it's better value. And I actually think they're going to win. Like, the Raiders have been pretty inept offensively and just pedestrian defensively. So, if they're able to generate any pressure with some of those athletic guys on defense, they're going to create a turnover, and that's going to be the game.
Unfortunately, you're wrong, but I love that.
Yeah.
We're just so polite about that. I'm going to go with another under here. I'm going like Tony style, apparently, today with the these unders. I thought I had more than that. I guess I only have one other one, but I usually don't pick unders because they're not fun to watch. But Chiefs Titans under 46.5. I'm going under because I think that Mr. Mike Vrabel, he's an intelligent coach. He's going to have to try to take the air out of the ball, run the ball, keep it easy, slow paced, keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. Chiefs out of a bye. Andy Reid is very good out of the bye. So just something to keep in mind when you're talking about that spread. But I think the under. Maybe a little bit of rust coming out of the bye for the Chiefs, but under 46.5 is my play there. Andy, you're up for 2.
Well, I got my dad in the comments, Roberto Costa. He's asking who you guys like 10 Georgia. And I'm so glad you guys didn't see that because that's where I'm going next. Georgia -8.5. I understand Tennessee. They had that beautiful, amazing game against Bama, kicked the devil and his ass out of there by 3 points. They beat LSU by a healthy margin. They're looking nice, but this is Georgia. Georgia still hasn't lost. They whooping SEC people back to back to back. I'm talking about Florida got their ass whooped. Vanderbilt got their ass whooped. Auburn got their ass whooped. Everybody can get some. And Tennessee's no different. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout, but 8.5 points is way too low. Give me Georgia minus 8.5, man. Sorry to the Vols. Daddy's coming to town.
I'll follow you personally on this because I think this line's a touch disrespectful to Georgia's defense as well.
Oh, I gotta go again. Oh God. I've been picking way.
It's only been 7 rounds.
Yeah, I've been picking way too many college picks for my liking. Like I feel, although they're all gonna hit, because Clemson is not losing to Notre Dame, UM's not losing to Florida State, Georgia's not losing. You know what I'm saying? Like these are gonna hit. I just feel a little uncomfortable. I'm not used to doing this. My next play, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm kind of lost now. You guys got me here because I got to make sure I hit one of these before you guys take them because now I don't pick for like 6 picks. You know where I'm going to go? Nobody ain't picked the Bills, right?
Nobody has picked Buffalo, no.
And you guys are lacking, bro. You guys picking all these unders and these overs. Buffalo minus 12.5.
I wanted that one.
I don't like double-digit NFL spreads. I run away from them. That's why I'm not playing tonight, Eagles. But I'm going to tell you what. The Jets, they don't have a quarterback, and they don't have a running back. Because James Robinson, he's not a number one lead dog. Neither is Michael Carter. The receivers are still bitching about getting calls and getting balls. Like, it's terrible. Like, what I don't know what's going on with the leadership in that squad.
And you dropping bars? They're rhyming now?
Bro, this is what I do. The Jets are worse than the rest, okay?
What?
More bars. But give me the Bills minus 12.5, bro.
It's got every quote that's on a shirt outside the Atlantic City Boardwalk. Every single one.
Come on!
We good, man. Bills minus 12.5. Jets, they're going down, man. I know you want.
I know one of.
I know you want.
What do you think I want?
No, you wanted what I just picked. It's too late.
No, I thought about it. You know what? It would make more sense for me to wait because you guys showed your hand. Because Andy took Georgia and Tony said he's going to tail it personally, so I could wait to take Tennessee. But for the sake of entertainment here and not just be searching around looking for my next pick, I am going with the Tennessee Volunteers plus 8.5. I agree with you guys. Going into Athens is not easy. It's going to be a tough place to play. It's the game of the year.
Well, you crazy.
But I'm going to put my money behind Triple H. Hendon Hooker Heisman season. The Volunteers take it down. Not only are they going to cover. It's going to be a great game, but they're going to win it outright. I think Tennessee's offense is better than Georgia's offense. Can Tennessee's offense generate enough points against that stout Georgia defense? Because Tennessee's defense isn't as good as Georgia's. I'm going with the offense. I'm going with Hendon Hooker. He's going to win the Heisman. This is going to be a statement game right here. Tennessee will be the number one team in the country again.
Statement game. That is the game to win the Heisman. It is.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is if he does, he snips his Heisman trophy.
I will remind you though, Sean. Tennessee gave up 27 to Pittsburgh, gave up 33 to Florida. I'm gonna give you the Bama because Bama they got a nice offense, but I don't know. Obviously, I'm 3-0 now because I know that's not hidden. So,
all right, Tony, you're up for 2. 8th and 9th round picks.
Fernando Lopez.
Fernando Lopez not only is spitting down there talking about Tennessee disappointing loss coming in. I agree with you, sir. But he is also, Sean said, game of the year. Just hold on, my friend. Alabama LSU might have something to say about this game of the year. 7 p.m. Nick Saban statement game. Alabama getting brushed off by so many analysts, so many pundits. Does Nick Saban have something to say? Is there a coaching masterclass coming out against this LSU team? You know that they play each other really hard. These two teams really freaking hate each other. It's going to be such a great atmosphere. I can't pick a spread in this game. I won't do it to myself. I just want to watch good college football, 7 p.m., taking the over 58.5. I think both of these teams have the ability to show up in a rivalry game, put some points on the board. I think that this is Alabama going away, though, once we get into that fourth quarter. But Alabama, real opportunity against that LSU defense to score 40 points by themselves. Like that's a real possibility. So I think this over 58 hits pretty easily, man. I'm loving this. And
boy,
for my second, let's go Pitt -3.5. Pitt -3.5 against Syracuse. Syracuse offense is hilarious. It's hilarious, and I'm tired of betting on them. Pitt's favored at home for a reason. Syracuse Orange team is so goddamn inconsistent. They could show up one week and then completely get blown out the next week. Pitt has shown us at least that they can put a stable brand of football onto the field. So Pitt 3.5.
All right, I'm up middle of the 9th round. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody has taken the Seahawks, right?
Nope.
No.
Wish it was +3, but I'm going to go anyways. I'm going to go Seattle +2.5. I am somewhat notorious, unfortunately, for fading bad coaches. Cliff Kingsbury is still employed by the Arizona Cardinals, and therefore I am going to go with the Seattle Seahawks +2.5. I know they've looked good since Hopkins has come back. They still have some injuries, some banged up players in the backfield with James Conner, who's always hurt. But I don't even know. I'm sure there's something going on in Modern Warfare. I've seen some ads on TV, so that
Yes,
probably
sir.
will distract. That'll probably distract Kyler a little bit, and so that's why I'm going to go with Seattle. Geno Smith's not playing Modern Warfare, man. He's checking his Robinhood account and doing stuff like that. So he's a more mature man. So I'm going with Geno. Even on the road. Cardinals suck at home. So Seattle +2.5. Andy, you are up for your final 2 picks.
I want to congratulate you because you let go of your rule of the -3, -7, -10 type thing. It's 2.5. You weren't scared. That's what a man does. They don't care if it's 2.5 or 3. You go what your heart says, man. I'm very proud of you. And I'm going to go with what my heart says. -2, Oklahoma State Cowboys against the Kansas Jayhawks.
I like this pick.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't got much on these two teams. I can read numbers, and Oklahoma State has been competing well.
Good. You have an Oxford Dictionary with you, Kyrie?
Hey, they've been competing against good teams, and on the contrary, Kansas has not been very competitive against good teams, against bad teams. They haven't. So that's my money pick right now. Money pick in the sense that I'm going 10-0 this week, so everything's a money pick.
All right, be careful, my friend. Kansas can put some points up.
I don't care what they can do, man. Oklahoma State's going to lose to these boys because Oklahoma State's competing with the likes. They stop laughing at me, man. They're competing with TCU. They're competing with A&M. They're going against real talent. So that's what I'm going with. However, for my final pick, this slate is a little tough, man. I'm telling you.
It's rough. It's hard. NFL specifically, I didn't feel too great about it.
That's why my dumbass is going with like 3 or 4 college picks.
Yeah.
Because I can't do what I really want to do.
Raiders Nation checking in. Raiders Nation check out. Check out, my man. Check out. Just till next season.
Check in. The Raiders better not screw me again this week. Every time I pick them, they've lost. I'm going to have a real issue with Raider Nation if we lose again, bro. I'm telling you right now. Damn, I'm really upset that y'all picked Tampa -2.5 already. I would have gone there, man. Give me the under in the Baltimore Ravens New Orleans Saints game, under 48.
Yep.
That's where I'm going with that one. Losing Bateman is one of the few weapons Lamar's really had. He's gone. Mark Andrews is kind of struggling with injuries. Can Devin Duvernay really be a number 1? I don't think so. I think Marshawn Lattimore should be right back in to the lineup this week. He was out last week, so he's gonna take care of that. Running backs are going to get a lot of play, but Dennis Allen will keep Lamar in check, in my opinion.
I'm going to be honest. The greatest thing that happened to me this week was the fact that I got to release Rashad Bateman from both of my fantasy teams. That sorry motherfucker, constantly hurt, never does anything when he plays. I was so glad to get rid of him. It's embarrassing. I mean, yes, I agree. He's got super talent, but he was never on the field. So Lamar doesn't even realize he was gone because he's never there.
Yeah, that's not
I agree with everything else you said. I just don't like that guy. I want to know at the bottom, Roberto, you're always in here talking, and Frank talking about Raider Nation. I traded today for Josh Jacobs. I traded A.J. Brown for Josh Jacobs because I needed a little bit more punch.
PPR?
I like that, yeah. PPR. My team is terrible. I had to shake it up.
No, but I'm a Jacobs guy, and I know.
And I think Tony will like to hear this, but I think the Eagles are going to be in a lot of game scripts where they're blowing people out and they're not going to be throwing it that often, and they're going to get to rest guys. I think that A.J. Brown, it's also an equal opportunity offense.
Yeah.
Like Devontae Smith on some games, Dallas Goddard on some games, Miles Sanders on other games. They have so many weapons, and Jalen does a good job of spreading them out. So AJ is great for me.
They're a team that trusts their defense too. So as they get into those second halves, if they have 2 score leads, they're not trying to push the ball down the field.
And Ray's letting me know in the comments, Laddie might not be ready this week. Damn.
It seems like he's not.
Anyway, I don't.
Where are we at right now, Sean? Your pick?
It's me. Yeah, it's me in the 10th round. You know what? The only other game I have left on my list is I'm glancing through things. And I'm going to go – I don't like that one. Never mind.
Tony, while he's thinking –
I'm sorry. You guys took Kansas – somebody took Kansas State, right?
I took Kansas State, yeah.
Never mind. You guys can talk. Go ahead.
Tony, I really thought that to really solidify your Super Bowl chances, Eagles got a Super Bowl team. I got to stop being a hater. They do. I'm really hoping for an Eagles versus Dolphins, Tua versus Hurts Super Bowl. That's like a Cinderella story waiting to happen. I thought y'all should have made a big push for CMC, not because you need it, because Niners didn't really need it either, but that would have just been that would have been an unstoppable offense at that point.
I mean, they looked at dynamic running backs. They really did. They checked out Kamara. They checked out Hunt. So there were guys that they thought they probably think like you to some level. Gainwell hasn't been the guy they thought he was going to be in the passing attack. So, it's trusting them in 11 personnel. They use their tight end to kind of get to that middle of the field, get the 4 or 5 yards. And I think they look at that like a run play, bro. So they're just probably going to be in a lot more 11 personnel as we get closer to the playoffs.
I'm just thinking they probably knew the teams that were in contention. They probably knew that Niners were in contention. You weaken one of your rivals in that conference who's going to make a push. You make yourself stronger. Imagine.
I thought they should have got free safety help, to be honest with you. I thought they should have solidified over the top.
Who you guys got the free safety right now?
God, I don't know why I'm blanking right now.
They checked out Kamara and got told to first and said never mind.
while he's thinking and trying to get it back in his mind, I'm going to go Chargers -3. I don't know why, because I usually fade Brandon Staley type coaches. I just think it's a game where they can put up some points. I know that they probably will be without Keenan Allen, who seems to be always hurt also. Mike Williams is out of that game, but the Falcons, good team, but I think that they're starting to get figured out. They can't put up a lot of points, especially with their offense running it so much. So Chargers can get up big early. They can kind of coast to this one. So Chargers -3. That would leave Tony as the 10th and final round pick.
Who's Mr. Ready to Tony?
This is tough. I have a lot of picks that I don't love, and I have to figure out which one of them that I like the most. I'll let you know my brain, kind of how I'm thinking. I'm thinking Chip Kelly on FS1 over 63. I mean, any game on FS1, it seems like all they do is score the fucking ball. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about USC -21.5. I kind of like that. I kind of don't hate it. Thought about fading Sean with Packers 3.5, but if I ever have to bet on Aaron Rodgers, I might just, slip my wrist. I couldn't really deal with that. Let's go Atlanta +3.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do Chargers Falcons. This Falcons team is just finding ways, like with guys, to run the damn football. It doesn't really matter who it is. Their rushing attack is really formidable. I thought they were going to disappear last week. They absolutely did not. This Chargers team is hurt. They haven't found their footing. They're kind of limping right now. They're definitely in position to solidify themselves to get a playoff spot if they can get themselves right and push. But I don't really think they do. My early Super Bowl pick looks like shit now. I think that they're fumbling and falling apart a lot like the Rams. And the Falcons keep games close, dude. Even if they don't win, +3 seems like great value. They're 5-2 against the spread this year. Why not?
I like it. That's 30 picks. We got through the 10-round draft. I like the format. It was fun. It kind of made it move a little faster, but also a challenge for us. You guys don't have to have that same challenge. You go to the competition page on betteredge.com/setting the edge. Pick your 10 games, NFL or college sides or totals. You can basically pick all the way up until the 4 o'clock games on Sunday because all you have to do is make 10 picks. So even once the games start tonight or Saturday with college, you can still make your picks. It's a top 50% double up, so it's $10 to join. If you finish in the top 50%, you will double up your money. With what we had to do, it probably handicaps a little bit, so it's a good opportunity to make some money. Ethan will join in. He's usually dead money in these types of competition. Greg has really struggled.
Except the one week that I needed him to get money, his whole ass got my money.
So I'm going to ask you guys really quick as we close things up. Thank you guys that joined in, putting in the comments. Ray, Roberto, Frank, who else? Make sure Fernando, everybody, Bimmy, Mateo was in the beginning, so we appreciate you guys coming in. You guys respond to this. I'm gonna guess you're gonna agree. The Eagles are the best team in the NFC. Anyone disagree?
Yeah.
As it stands right now, the Eagles are the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
Number one, and no one's really close.
The second best team in the NFC is right now blank.
I think it's the 49ers, dude. I don't know if it's nobody's really close either. I think they're pretty damn good.
Yeah, Tony took the words right out of my mouth. I like the Niners in there. Cowboys are a close second now that they're healthy. They might have something to say about it, but the Niners, I think they're gonna do a big push right now.
I was going to say Cowboys. Obviously, the Vikings, they're the team that a lot of people doubt, even though they are at this point, 6-1.
Yeah.
I don't know where else you go. I mean, the Bucks, the Packers, they've obviously shown that they are not in that contentious group. The Rams,
the Lions were fool's gold. Like there's not many teams left. You figure 2 teams are coming out of the NFC East. Whether it's the Giants and the Eagles or the Cowboys and the Eagles. But outside of that,
it's refreshing that the NFC East, instead of having 4 mediocre teams fighting for that spot, it's 3 good teams and the Commanders who are dead even right now. Like, it's refreshing to see that. Same thing with the AFC East.
Unfortunately, on the other hand, the NFC South is a bucket of garbage because
I was rooting so hard for the Panthers.
I know they would have been in first. That would have been crazy.
That would have been hilarious and crazy.
Sorry, Ray.
I was gonna say to raise hope of his season. That division fucking sucks. I mean, if the Saints can just get a couple weeks of consistent football on the field,
yeah.
And if the Falcons ever learn that throwing the football to your best weapons is a good thing, they could run away with it.
They can't throw. They can't throw, man.
They or he. I don't want to slander nobody right now, but only one guy throwing the football over there.
Yeah, he's done a good job, but I mean, they do not run. They don't throw the ball. Patterson, I don't think is actually going to play this week. I know he's back on the practice field, but I don't think he's supposed to play. So they go to Tyler Algier and Caleb Huntley, but they don't throw the ball to Drake London. They target him, but they don't throw it enough. So when you're getting a 40% target share out of 10 passes, it's completely misleading. It's like craziness. So All right, guys, we'll close it up because it is almost 10 till 8. We want to make sure you guys have enough time to put in your bets on Better Edge. Get ready for a good night, big night here in Philadelphia. You got the Eagles and the Texans. You got the Phillies playing the Astros, Philly-Houston battle. I'd like to see both Philly teams win. It would have been interesting tonight if they would have won last night because they could have closed things down, maybe done some looting and things. No, I wasn't going to do looting. I thought about no, but it's going to be a crazy weekend here in Philadelphia. Team's undefeated. James Harden's hurt. All is good in the world for us that don't like the 76ers. There was breaking news just a few minutes ago. I don't know if you guys are watching your phone. Kyrie got suspended by the Nets.
Oh, wow.
So that's something to talk about as you're watching the World Series and this NFL game. Hopefully the Eagles get it done. I think I have the Eagles in our pick, and I got the Eagles in the first half and some other stuff. So thank you guys for coming in. Manny, thank you for producing. Good luck to everybody except for Andy because sorry. No, I'm kidding, man. I love you. All right, guys.
Hey, before we go, I think, now that our picks don't bobble with each other, I'm gonna put $5 parlay on my 10 picks. I don't know about y'all. I think they're all heavy.
Hey, man. I like it. Let's make that money. All right, guys. We'll see you next week, Thursday at 7:00. Manny, close us out, please.